Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of All Things Gators Football Edition. I'm your host, Corey Ears. What a week, huh? I wanted to kind of recap this week. It's been a few big happenings around campus. First, I'd like to talk about Jon Sumrall, obviously, new head coach. Go Gators. We can put the Billy Napier 2.0 thing to bed. The train has left the station. We don't even need to talk about that situation. I'd like to briefly touch on the new coordinator hires, and I'd love to go through early signing day that I think we won. Yay. I don't want to be too negative about this, but let's dive in. First thing, the moment Jon Sumrall was announced as the new football coach for the University of Florida, I went on Facebook and it looked like a bunch of 5-year-olds who didn't get the toy they wanted for Christmas. Grow up. This guy is so far from being Billy Napier 2.0. Billy Napier got a hot name off of being an assistant at Alabama and out recruiting his Sunbelt counterparts with talent in his backyard and 6 plays in his pocket. Jon Sumrall took over a terrible Troy team, immediately turned them around for a conference championship, and produced 4 current NFL players from that roster. When he took over Tulane, everyone looks at the record they had before he got there. But he even admitted in his introductory press conference that was a way tougher turnaround job than the Troy job was, because his team was decimated before he got there by the transfer portal. If you didn't see it, I'll link his introductory press conference in the description below, as well as some highlights from the players and maybe something if I find something fun about the coordinators. But definitely finish this video first. But he won his introductory press conference. He shot down a reporter who tried to insinuate he was Billy Napier 2.0. It was wonderful, including a quote directly from Remember the Titans, Denzel Washington. Fantastic. One thing I was thinking about was I don't recall when our previous coach was hired that, say, Danny Werfel, Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, all showing up for his introductory press conference. Because that just happened. Sumrall's got everyone's attention. Not only has he got their attention, he's got the respect. Maybe some of us should follow suit. And I know it's tough because our last few coaches, it's fine. Are you a fan of this team? Anyway, if you haven't seen it, I'll link his opening press conference in the description below, but he even went as far as shutting down a reporter who insinuated that he might be Billy Napier 2.0 immediately, and how he is a winner. And he quoted Denzel Washington from Remember the Titans. I thought it was fantastic. I can't wait to see this guy. If you saw the American Conference Championship game with them roaming the sidelines, he said he was calmer than he normally is, and he was a raging lunatic out there. I loved it. I love all of it. When his press conference to leave Tulane, he's choked up about his players and how much they mean to him. This guy, I just see buying signs from me. You can form your own opinion. Hopefully that turns into wins, but I believe it will. So, briefly, coordinators. He got the defensive coordinator from Kentucky, Brad White. A lot of people are like, man, it's not the school I wanted to get from. Well, let's remember, he's been coaching with Kentucky talent and had a pretty formidable defense for the last 7 years. I even saw someone on Facebook say, man, he said he wasn't going to hire his friends in his press conference. Him and Brad White coached together back in the past. Said they must be friends. Yeah, they all coach together. They all know each other. He's saying he's going to hire the right guy for the job. He's not just hiring his buddy to hire his buddy. Take it easy, everybody. I'm a big believer in Brad White with this team because, like Jon Sumrall, there will be no fear, very aggressive, bang him up football. I love it. That's exactly what Florida needs. 2 thumbs up for Brad White. Remember, with Brad White as their defensive coordinator, Kentucky has beat Florida 4 of the last 5 years. I know you're going to start talking about Billy Napier. Don't care. This guy's defense has beaten Florida 4 of the last 5 years. Prior to that, Kentucky had won 1 game in the previous 35 seasons. Again, he did that with Kentucky players, and those guys playing hungry every single down. On the offensive side of the ball, we've got Buster Faulkner from Georgia Tech. Man, I don't like the option plays. Well, guess what? Georgia Tech had the number 29 passing offense in the country this year. I believe he'll be the perfect complement to Jon Sumrall. He's proven he's creative and he's malleable. He will change his offense to whatever talent he has on that side of the ball, on the field at any moment. I'm so tired of the square peg, round hole, 10 pre-snap call, 6-play playbook that we've been watching. Faulkner is great at getting the best out of his players, getting the ball in his playmakers' hands in open field. Big Curry, I don't like the option. Well, guess what? He changed his offense to match his quarterback's skill set. Not only did they have the 19th rushing offense in the country this year, they also had the 29th passing offense. It wasn't all option. Maybe some of his run pass option, but that's fine. I don't care. He also runs 10 personnel groupings. Remember how everyone hated 12 under the last regime? Well, he'll run 10s. He'll put 4 or 5 wide receivers out there, utilize our playmakers. And I'm here for it. Offensive coordinator, thumbs up from me as well. A+. I love it. Jon Sumrall's got 2 great coordinators around him that complement what he wants to do, and that is win football games at the University of Florida. Real quick, let's hit National Signing Day. I don't want to get too deep into it. The guy that I think will be the big star of the day is Davian Gross. He's super fluid with the ball. I love how many people say that he runs like a former Gator who did pretty well for himself named Percy Harvin. They say he doesn't look like he's running that fast, but he's just blowing past people. Just looks like he's jogging out there doing his thing. Oklahoma was really coming after him, and from Frisco, Texas, it's not that far of a drive. Great job by Jon Sumrall being able to keep him, retain him, and the next few guys that I'll talk about. We're all getting pulled in different directions this past week. Number 2 would be CJ Brano. He's a 6'1 cornerback. We kept him over Ohio State. The kid runs a 10-3 100-meter. It's pretty good. Another one that I can't believe that we were able to retain was KJ Ford out of Duncanville, Texas. Same school as Colin Simmons last year, the year before. Texas #1 overall guy. Summerall was able to retain his services despite hard pushes from Ohio State and Texas A&M, which A&M is right up the road. Duncanville is outside of Dallas. Last on my list here, I've got Hezzy Kent. The kid is a monster. This kid is 6'6", 300 pounds in high school, running tight end. Obviously, he projects in college as a tackle, but I think he still wants to play tight end. We might have packages for him, which seems like a lot of fun. Our dreaded in-state rivals, Florida State and Miami, both tried to poach him. But yeah, again, I will put some highlights from the recruits that signed this weekend down below in the description, along with the Jon Sumrall introductory press conference. Before the transfer portal opens, I'll look at some of those players, do a rundown of those. And before National Signing Day, I'll definitely be looking at some more high school recruits that are still out there that can help us out this year and in the future. And in late breaking news, as I'm recording this, I see that Jon Sumrall and the Tulane Green Wave are headed to Oxford to play the Ole Miss Rebels in the first round of the playoffs. Anyway, that's enough from me. I appreciate all of the support, and go Gators.